PWCC is a great way to sell your sports cards. If you're looking for a way to support the Cajun Cardboard YouTube channel, consider using the promo code CAJUN, all caps, C-A-J-U-N, when you're selling your cards on the PWCC marketplace.
All right, Brian with Cajun Cardboard coming at you from the great state of Louisiana. Hopefully you guys just finished part 1 of 2. I can't believe I'm doing this in 2 parts. There's just too much content. There's too many important cards. I can't share every one, but I'm going to end up sharing about 40 out of the top 100 on Card Ladder, looking at stats, looking at data. It's finally time where we can share some good news. I forgot to mention, if you're interested in selling any of your cards on the PWCC weekly auction, please consider supporting this channel where I bring you PWCC weekly recaps every Monday morning and PWCC premier auction recaps one Friday every month when those monthly auctions end. There's an easy way you can support this channel with no money coming out of your pocket. I'm not asking you to pay me to do this. I'm simply asking you to consider using the PWCC marketplace to sell your cards. If you do, it's as simple as it gets. I made it so easy a Cajun could understand it. Just plug in the promo code CAJUN, C-A-J-U-N, all capital letters, when you create your submission to send your cards into PWCC, whether you're vaulting them or whether you intend to sell them at a weekly or a premier auction. Also, if you don't mind, take one extra step. If you're considering buying any of these badass cards that I'm about to show you on these PWCC weekly auction platforms, please consider using the Cajun Cardboard affiliate link. So PWCC knows that me and my big mouth, I actually do matter a little bit in the hobby, and I do have a little bit of sway. You can find that Cajun Cardboard affiliate link in the YouTube description for this video and every video I ever do. Just go down into the description, copy and paste that into your web browser, hit enter, and then boom, everything you bid on, it flows through my Cajun Cardboard affiliate link, and I would be most appreciative if you do that. The other option is this company, homage.com. This is only 2 people that sponsor this channel. It's PWCC Marketplace and homage.com or homage.com. I have an affiliate link. Use it the exact same way. They make great apparel, great t-shirts. It's a cool blend of pop culture and sports. One of my good friends, a fellow Jordan collector, owns the company, so there's another reason you're going to want to support Homage. But use the Cajun Cardboard affiliate link for Homage to buy some t-shirts. Go get birthday presents, Easter presents, St. Patrick's Day presents, Christmas Day presents, etc. All right, let's get going. Here we go. I'm going to use screen share and we're going to go. This is where we left off. We left off with one of the coolest Rodman poses of all time. The 1997 Ultra Platinum Medallion Rodman BGS 9, none graded higher. This is the best BGS copy of this Dennis Rodman Platinum Medallion in the world. It sold for $5,520 last night. If we sort that 97 Platinum Medallion Rodman by the highest price ever paid, you're looking at it. That's it. It happened last night on PWCC Weekly number 115. The highest before that was way back in 2022 of 4,000. This one jumped another 1,400. Next, we've got, interesting, these two landed at exactly the same price. So in this earlier video that I did, where you remember this is a 2-part deal, hopefully you saw part 1, where we looked at about the top 60 cards, something like that. We're looking at about the top 30, something like that now. These two sold for the same, and I posed the question, does the BGS 10 Premium exist? Should it exist? Do you attach a premium to BGS 10, or would you rather just buy the damn thing in a PSA 10, since that seems to be the direction all of the even investors and collectors in the hobby seem to be trending? The PSA momentum seems to be growing in the hobby, and here's a great example. BGS 10 titanium sells for the exact same price as a PSA 10 titanium. This is of course the 1997 translucent, transparent, die-cut 1997 Metal Universe titanium insert for Jordan. The PSA 10 is a Pop 27. That card is exactly flat almost based on last night's sale over the last year. It's Pop 27. It's only sold twice. The BGS 10, however, look at this. It has dropped massively, 26%. Again, there's been 3 sales, but it went from 7,800 about 6 months ago down to 5,900 and then dropped again last night to 5,760, and it's only a Pop 15. So interesting results there. I want to know what you guys think about this BGS 10 versus PSA 10 in the comments. Maybe this is an anomaly. We saw on some other cards that sold in here, there is still a premium for BGS 10 over PSA 10, but not the case here with titanium and heading in relatively different directions from what I can see. The high voltage 500 Kobe, that's a huge banger of a card right there, especially if you can find it without refractor lines. This 8.5 copy sold for $57.60. The BGS 10 Topps Chrome does carry a huge premium over the PSA 10 for this commodity card, $6,300 for that BGS 10, and then a typewriter label PSA 8 Jordan. It's actually a pretty good looking 8 from a centering perspective, $6,600 for that PSA 8 right there. We've got a De'Aaron Fox. We're gonna look up some modern, some ultra modern, whatever you call it. Do you call it 2017 ultra modern or just modern? I don't know. All I know is I need some more C4. All right, now we can continue. 2017 National Treasures De'Aaron Fox True RPA, serial number to 99. This PSA 10 copy does $6,900 last night. The Kings are cooked because Malik Monk is hurt, Kevin Huerter is hurt. They have absolutely no chance to advance in the playoffs. I would suspect it will be a first round exit. That's just my guess, and that's a shame because they've got a nice little duo there, and Keegan Murray is no joke either. He's an up-and-coming young prospect. This is a Pop 16 card. The card sold for $9,300 in April of last year. Here we are a year later. It's at $6,900, so it's down about 26%. So that's where the Fox market is at least the high-end Fox market right there. Here's another BGS 10. We've seen a lot of these. This is the 97 Bowman's Best Atomic Refractor. Michael Jordan, card number 60, BGS 10. It does $6,900. I've got it pulled up right here. I've got the PSA pulled up. The PSA last sold for $6,900. So what do you know? What are the odds of this? So we just saw the titanium PSA 10 sell for the same as the BGS 10. Now we're seeing the 97 Bowman's Best number 60 Atomic BGS 10 sell for the exact same price as the PSA 10. PSA 10 is on a massive upward trend, by the way. It is a Pop 17 card, and it is up 38% over the last year. The BGS 10 is a Pop 2. A Pop 2 card, and it sold for the exact same price as the PSA 10. So interesting results twice now on this episode, part 2 episode of the PWCC Weekly Auction 115 recap. BGS 10 versus PSA 10, interesting topic of discussion. An NBA Gold 2013 color match Giannis Green Prism PSA 10 sells for $7,500. This is one of Giannis's most sought after colored Prism rookie cards, right there with the silver and some others. This card is actually up 20%, wow, over the last 6 months. So we don't say that very often. This is a great sign for the hobby that Giannis cards are actually going up. We have watched these, trust me, I'm an owner of a bunch of these cards. I have watched them march to the bottom massively over the last 2 years, but this is a great sign. It is a, let's see, 5640, 6600, 7500. So 2 consecutive upward sales for the Giannis color match green. Again, that's a very rare card. I want to look at this because the silver's coming up, and we're going to look at that as well. Yeah, the silver sold for more. This green is a Pop 39, and there's only been 176 graded. So let's tuck that away when we look at the silver. Next, we got a LeBron X-Fractor from Bowman Rookies and Stars. PSA 9 does $7,500. Those were serial numbered to 150, and LeBron is wearing his white aerobics high top, aerobics shoes with no socks in that photo shoot. And then here's something really badass. You're not going to believe this. We've got a second year Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Prism Black 1 of 1. And then we're about to see a 2019 Prism Shai Gilgeous-Alexander Nebula 1 of 1. So 2 2019 1 of 1 monsters for SGA. Again, not rookies, but second years, but great, great looking cards nonetheless. This looks like a really good PSA 9. It must be all center top to bottom because left to right looks phenomenal. $7,800 for that SGA. And then we've got another Jordan Autographics Blue. This is not serial numbered, but it's a Pop 4, 7 graded higher. This BGS 9 with the 10 for the auto does $7,800. Really good looking, pure, clean looking diagonal auto right there. I love the way that's located. That's just a great looking Jordan autograph card. And again, I don't know a damn thing about Jordan autographs. A really rare, unique, I say rare, obviously it's rare. It's a Super Fractor 1 of 1, but from 2007 Chrome. I didn't even know they made Super Fractors back then, but this is a Larry Legend, Larry Bird. We saw some really awesome, in part 1 of this weekly auction recap, we saw a really badass 1983 Star PSA 9 Bird card. And here's a 2007 Chrome Superfractor that does 7,800. Next on the Rodman list of grails, and we ain't even close. Just wait, keep watching. If you guys appreciate Rodman, if you appreciate 90s cards in general, just keep watching. Here's the 97 Essential Credentials Future. This is serial number 276. This card does 7,800 in a BGS 7 slab. Let's figure it out. That is the third highest price ever paid for a 1997 Essential Credentials Future on a public platform. It is let's see. It sold earlier this month in a PSA 7 for more. This is a BGS 7, so that price difference looks about right. A PSA 8 sold mid last year for about $9,000, so this is kind of about what we expected this card to sell for. Again, huge numbers, but not eye-popping, crazy, record-setting. Sort of right where we expected the BGS 7 to sell. And then we've got just a pristine, badass PSA 8, 9 for the auto, Michael Jordan autofocus, serial number to 25, but guess what? It's jersey number 23 out of 25. That is a great looking autograph card. 8,100. It makes me want to collect Jordan autographs, but I cannot enter that money sink. That is a rabbit hole I better stay away from. 8,100 for this 2003 SP Authentic LeBron BGS 9.5 Gem Plus autograph card. 8,100 there. And here's that Nebula that I was mentioning, and it's a PSA 10. Believe it or not, I don't think the disparity between the PSA 9 black 1 of 1 and the Nebula is great enough. And again, I'm a grade snob, so some people may be looking at this saying, well, the black is better than the Nebula. Some people think the Nebula is better than the black. I'm neither here nor there. Both of them are absolutely astonishing. They both are incredible looking cards. I just love both of them. But the PSA 9 sells for 7,800. PSA 10 Nebula sells for 8,400. So not that much of a difference. So it seems to me that the hobby has spoken, that the black is the preferred, maybe. I don't know. Let me know what you think and how the grade kind of factors into that analysis between two SGA Grail cards, second year Grail cards. 2003 SP Signature Edition Incorporated LeBron James Rookie Auto, serial number to 100. This BGS 9.5 mixed gem does 8,700. And we got a Jordan BGS 9 that does 8,700. I still vivid. That is really off center and extremely bad top left edge, so that cannot be a good number on that card. We've got a 2014 National Treasure. This is the Embiid True RPA. This is it. This is the serial number to 99 True RPA. Amazing patch, great looking autograph. I can't tell if it sort of goes off into that patch window. It might. I can't really tell. I'd have to look closer. $9,000 for this Pop 4 Embiid Grail. I've got it somewhere in here. There it is. As steady as it gets, which is interesting considering he's been out with that procedure / he got his knee cut on. He had meniscus removed, not repaired, but removed, which is great in the short term, not so great long term when you weigh 380 pounds or whatever, Embiid weighs. Down 11% over the last 2 years, but only 3 sales. But only 4 of them exist, so I don't know what else you could expect. That's a $9,000 card. Let me know what you think. Is that too little for what's probably going to end up being a top 12 center of all time, even if he never plays another game? He needs to win a championship to get into that elite category with the Adreams and the Akeem Olajuwons and stuff like that. But the dude did win an MVP. He did lead the league in scoring, I think, right, last year. There's no doubt, injuries have, caused his total games played to be reduced over his career. But let me know where you think Embiid ranks on the historical all-time list for centers. And is $9,000 the right number, too much or too little for his PSA 10 RPA? Really good looking Wilt Chamberlain. PSA 7 does 9,000. That's kind of right on the number. I did look. And here's the grand finale, right? So 1997 SPX, you had your base, you had your silver, you had your gold, you had your sky, which is kind of sky blue. And then you had these grand finales, which is the granddaddy of them all. These were serial number to only 50. Yes, there's a Jordan out there that I'm a lucky owner of, but this is the Rodman Grand Finale die cut, serial number to 50, $9,900. Let's pull it up. Here's the card. That is not the highest price ever paid, believe it or not. $9,900 last night. The card once sold for $14,000 in a PSA 7, and it did it this month. So that, to me, PSA 7, BGS 8 is kind of what and what. Maybe I give a slight edge to a PSA 7, but not a $5,000 edge. That is either a really, really high sale for the PSA 7 on Golden, or this is a really bad sale for the BGS 8 on the PWCC Weekly.
On a golden auction, well, that's a jersey number, so that's really going to be misleading. That sold for, I guess if you compare it to that, that's a pretty damn good sale because that's a jersey number 10 out of 50, BGS 8.5 that sold for $10,800. So in comparison to that November sale in 2022, it's a pretty good sale. So grand finale Rodman, that's a big one.
Sneaker Spotlight, serial number to 49, Kobe Auto. I don't know what's going on here. That seems like a lot of money for that card. I mean, I'm looked at, there's Jordan jersey numbered, serial number 25 back here that sold for less. There's Nebula 101 SGAs. This just seems like a really big number. Again, I'm not going to bag on Kobe, but I don't know what the deal is. It's a pop 9. There's actually 6 better graded. It's serial number to 49. It's not that rare to be this high up in the auction. Really surprises me that number right there, 10,200. Again, that's without me knowing much about the Kobe autograph market. BGS 9 Jordan does 10,200. So we saw this bad 9 does 8,700. This good 9 does 10,200. So a big difference there. It doesn't have that shredded top left edge. This is a card that really kind of surprised me. 1996 metal platinum portraits, the other platinum portraits, right? The 97 metal universe is the monster, right? Which is, you know, huge numbers. This is the 96, and this is doing monster numbers as well. Here it is in 5 figures. This PSA 10 horizontal 96 metal platinum portraits what did we do? 10,500 last night. That is the most anybody has ever paid for this card in history. 9,000 was the highest before that. If you go back to 2020, good Lord, just 4 years ago, the card was $1,100. That's like an 8-9x. The highest, 8-9x in just 4 years. A $1,500 jump from 2022 when most cards have gone downward. There's more evidence that Jordan PSA 10s that matter are running up and to the right. We got the 2013 silver. Okay, I don't remember any of the numbers. I said tuck it away so we could remember it, but I don't remember any of the shit about the PSA 10 green that we looked at. But here's the silver, and the silver sold for $11,100. It is a much higher pop than the green. There have been many more graded silvers than greens, and I've been telling the world this, the greens are more rare than the silvers for 2012 and 2013, but nobody gives a damn because they want the silvers. Well, the silver is a pop 79 and it sells for way more than the green. None of this makes any sense. The silver is actually up and down and up and down. We don't really know. We can't really glean much from this, but that silver last night sells for $11,100. We've got an Essential Credentials Now Rodman. So we saw the Essential Credentials Future 74 sell 76. I'm sorry, I think it was 76. Sell for what it sold for. This is the 98 Essential Credentials Now BGS 8. It's a pop 1, only one higher. This one does a huge number, $11,400 last night. I don't think I looked that one up. I didn't, but I did notice that a Wemby Green Prism Pulsar, serial number to 25, sold for $12,000. This is a BGS 9.5. Shocking that somebody would opt to grade this with BGS instead of PSA, given all the recent hullabaloo around PSA and Wemby cards, and that's kind of generally what people want these cards slabbed in. But this one does just fine. I don't know if that's good or bad. Somebody can comment below. I have no idea where the Green Pulsar ranks on the 700 different color parallels for 2023 Prism cards. $12,000 for that Wemby last night with the curtain in the background. There's Rodman with that rebounding leg kick again. This is his Team Skybox Star Ruby, serial number to only 50. It does $13,200 last night. Here's the card. $13,200 is the highest price ever paid for this card in any grade in history. It's only sold 4 times, and this is far and away the most anybody has ever paid. So great result there last night for the Skybox Rubies. Dennis Rodman. The 1984, this is a card that I need for the Jordan set that I'm working on, but this 8.5 last night sold for a whopping $13,200. That's his 1984 Star Gold Medalist BGS 8.5. Moving up, we're at our top 9, I think. No, we're at our top 9. So here we are. We're in the top 10. The 84 Star Jordan 101 PSA 6 does $13,800. And then the Rodman Super Rave. I told you, did I tell you some of the greatest Rodmans ever? Just wait. We're still not even to the top. This Super Rave is serial number to 50. This card is a myth. It's a pop 2. There are none graded higher. You are looking at one of the greatest Dennis Rodman cards in the world. Serial number to only 50. This Super Rave parallel did $14,400 last night. That is the most anybody has ever paid by quite a big margin. In 2022, someone bought a raw copy for $2,800. This BGS 9 did $14,400 $400 last night. That's a humongous number. This is another big-time card, the 2018 Select Tie-Dye Luka Doncic. I didn't think we'd find an ultra-modern Luka Doncic card up here because, remember, we're still looking for the Luka Doncic bottom lately. At least that's what I've seen on card graph trajectories. But this tie-dye is a PSA 10, and that makes it a Pop 3. It's already serial number to 25. I don't dig that Starburst tie-dye pattern in the background, but apparently somebody else does because this one does $16,200. It's a Pop 3, and guess how many times it's sold ever? That's it. Last night, 16,000. So I have nothing to go on. You guys in the comments, let us know. Is that a good sale? Is that a bad sale? Did you expect more? Did you expect less in this declining Luka market? Why is it declining? I have no idea. The dude is basically the chubby white Wilt Chamberlain. He's putting up insane numbers. In case anybody's noticed, he's averaging 39 and 9, but 30 plus, 9 plus, 9 plus. And he's pretty efficient, and he's actually sort of trying to play defense occasionally. 86 Fleer. PSA 9 Jordan does $16,200. If you're keeping score at home, that's about double what that shitty BGS 9 did. God, I'm trying to stop cussing. That's about double what that ugly, shredded, top left edge BGS 9 did. And it's got a PWCC A sticker, so good stuff there. $16,200 for that PSA 9. We've got a 1997 Metal Universe Precious Metal Gems, Dennis Rodman. You may have heard of this card. This PMG Red Rodman does $21,600. This was not a great sale. By the way, there's the PSA 9 Jordan. It is about as flat as it gets over the last 6 months. It's sold 75 times, just to let the world know that commodity card is about as flat as it gets. What just happened? Where did my... Oh, there's my Rodman. I've just got this pulled up. Sorry. So the Rodman Red, what did we say? Did $21,600. I've got it pulled up right there. The last PSA 7 sold for $42,000. So the last BGS 8, right? Last night we saw BGS 7 on PWCC Weekly. The last BGS 8 sold for $22,000. So in comparison to the BGS 8 that sold on eBay this year, 3 months ago, that BGS 7 sale is about right on it, right? It's actually pretty good. It's almost the exact same as the BGS 8. But in comparison to this ridiculous PSA 7, that is a ridiculous overpay right there. $42,700 for a Dennis Rodman PSA 7 is absolutely preposterous. That is way, 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 way too much money. And I know PSA 7 is a really, really good grade. It's the best grade you can get for most PMG Reds, but I think that's a pretty decent sale, and that's about what one would expect last night for this BGS 7. We've got the PMG Gold, the 1998 PMG Dennis Rodman. This one's serial numbered to only 50. It does $22,200. There are 3 graded higher, and this is a Pop 3. I've got that one pulled up as well, and here it is. That is all I could find, right? So we have one that sold way back in 2020 that was raw, apparently, and I don't know if it was real or fake or legit or who the seller was or what country they lived in or anything else or what it looked like. So this BGS 8 is far and away all we have to go with. It's $22,200. The real comparison here is which one would you rather have? Would you rather have the 98 BGS 8 or the 97 PMG Red BGS 7? I'm taking the red sort of just by a nose hair, by an ear hair if you're in your 50s. And then we've got the 1996, and I forgot to plug these in. I don't know what I was doing, so we're going to have to do this together. 1996 Ultra Platinum Medallion Michael Jordan PSA 10. It sold for $22,800. I was sort of in the conversation. I think I own maybe a PSA 7 or 8 copy of this. I was sort of in the conversation, but I knew something outlandish was going to happen. Let's see if we can find it. 1996 Platinum. Sorry, I think I got so excited that I wanted to put this video out. Yeah, it's not going to come up. Let's go here. Let's go cut. Let's go into sales history. Let's go here. Let's go paste. And then let's do this. Platinum Medallion Jordan. Let's go 280, comma P280. So it pulls both up. Oops. All right, sorry guys, this is organic. So last night's sale is double the record. So the card, let's see, that is 108.
This is 656, so different cards, but the last PSA 10 sold in October, so about 5 months ago, for $11,000. This one last night on PWCC Weekly sells for $22,800. I think I went hard at this card. I pushed over $11,000 for this card, but little did I know it was going to go for freaking double the highest price ever paid, $22,800. Again, we're talking about a card that is a Pop 3, I think we said. There's been a total of 80 graded. Of course, some of those are going to be crack and resubs, but PSA 10 is a Pop 7. Wow, that is a hell of a Jordan card right there. That is a Tier 2 Jordan card in the highest grade you can get, and it did $22,800 last night. And then we've got the Rodman Fusion. This is a Fusion serial number to 40. 1998, it does $27,000. Those were serial numbered to only 40. Wow, BGS 8.5. That makes it a Pop 1 of 3, and there are 3 higher graded. $27,000 for that beautiful, God, that's a good looking Rodman card right there. His leg is always up in the air. I think that's one thing they figured out. This is how we want Rodman portrayed in all these pictures, kicking the crap out of people. You see, I caught myself there on cussing. Here's another 8.5. This is the Championship PMG. It sells for $43,000. So here's the deal. I don't know what's going on here. This is an interesting result. That's a really, really big number for the Championship PMG. Let's go ahead and see if we can figure this out. All right, let's pull it up. Let's go 1997 Metal Championship Rodman, and let's just sort by price, highest price ever paid. Well, that's not a surprise. The highest price ever paid for any card from 1997 Metal Championship is the card last night for $43,200. I don't see any other PMGs that sold. Let's just type in 1997 Metal Rodman. Excuse me. So let's throw it. Okay, so that's the second most ever paid for a Dennis Rodman card in the history of the hobby on a public platform. $43,200. That is more than what was paid for what I thought was a reach on the PSA 7 97 PMG Red on Golden earlier this month. $43,000. That's $85,000 worth of Rodman PMGs from 1997 just in the month of March. And of course, we know earlier this year this happened, $160,000 for the PMG Green Rodman, which my thoughts on that as well. So that's it. Here's our top 10. And did you ever think you would hear Rodman, Jordan, Rodman, Jordan, Doncic, Rodman, Jordan. So a heavy Dennis Rodman flair. Some all-time just uber records for Dennis Rodman. We saw the 96 Platinum Portraits Jordan go bonkers as well. We saw some really incredible results here. The tie-dye Doncic did 16. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. You guys let me know. Some interesting BGS 10 versus PSA 10 type stuff that we need to compare. I thought this was a fascinating PWCC Weekly Auction 115. I feel something different in the hobby right now, and I've been accused of being way too positive and way too optimistic. Whatever, it is what it is, so take what I say with a grain of salt. Again, I don't really have any dog in this hunt with any of those cards at or near the top, but I thought the results were pretty impressive and overwhelmingly positive 1 through 100. I thought overwhelmingly positive 1 through 100. I don't know everything about cards, but I do look at this crap every single Monday, the top 100, every single Monday, year after year. And so I do have a little bit of experience in the matter, especially on this particular platform and these particular weekly auctions. And I am noticing a trend of cards trending up and to the right. I am. And it's not just Jordan. It's Jordan. It's Doncic. It's, we're seeing the bottom for Doncic. We're seeing the bottom for Giannis. We're still looking for the bottom for LeBron for whatever reason, but even the Tatum stuff, the Fox stuff, all that stuff, I think we're done with those death marches to the bottom. I think that's over, and now we're sort of finding our footing and moving up and to the right. Why? World economy, elections, Bitcoin, crypto, NFTs, Beanie Babies. I don't know, whatever the deal is, but because I'm not a macro economist or a micro economist. I'm not an economist at all. I'm a finance major, so I do understand numbers a little bit, but I don't understand necessarily why they're going where they're going, but I always like to guess. Let me know what you think, generally speaking, about the hobby. Are y'all in a better place than you were a year ago? I think we are. I think it's a more educated hobby. It's a more thoughtful hobby. It's a more,
narrowly focused hobby than it was a year ago. Let me know what you think in the comments about each of these 2 parts. I'm not going to do 2 parts every week, but this seemed like a turning point. This weekly auction had some really important cards, and I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about it. So sorry, but you had to double up and watch 2 episodes, 2 parts for this PWCC Weekly Auction 115. Again, if you don't mind, if you appreciate the videos and you want to support the channel, I'm not going to go through it again. Just read the YouTube description. There's a few ways you can support the channel. It doesn't cost very much money. In fact, 3 of the ways don't cost any money. So thank you as always for watching. You're going to get this on a Monday, so I hope you guys have a phenomenal week in the hobby this week. Keep collecting, stay positive in the hobby. Peace.